All right, so I just left a meeting with a potential broker that I'm thinking about signing with. I just want to talk about that process as far as determining and figuring out where you want to hang your license. So to give like context, for me, I ran a business before. I grew a personal brand in a service-related industry in a market that didn't really have it. So I understand the branding, understand kind of like the strategy and the implementation behind that. So I was really clear on what I wanted when I decided to pursue real estate. One of the things I was looking for personally was just education. Although I ran businesses, I wanted to be respectful of this industry. I haven't been a realtor before, so I wanted to have some place where I could have resources, could learn. And if I joined, a company, I didn't want it to be a number. I want to have access to people that I can get, information from. So that was super important. The second thing was I wanted to be able to develop my own brand. Right, I wanted to be able to, because I've already established my brand, again, I understood kind of like the demographics, the markets, who I wanted to align with. I didn't want to work for someone else while I was building their brand. I wanted to build my brand, even if it was more long-term, even if it was like I make less money the first year. I'm thinking 3 years, 5 years, longer down the road. I looked at this more of a career change. So I was thinking, okay, long-term, I want to create a foundation of building my brand, and I don't want to start building my brand in year 2 and 3. And I think that's another reason why, for me, I wasn't really interested in joining a team. And so that's kind of like where my mindset was going into it. I think after it, I had a couple different meetings, you have the open houses. And I think one thing to consider or to, keep top of mind is the fact is you're like a free agent. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you're working with this company, but essentially you're your own business. And so I did like the idea of, being pursued. I'm one of those people that I believe, people treat you how they treat you, you believe how they treat you, right? So whoever you show me, that's what I believe. And so I like the fact of being pursued. And so for me, I think that's what my criteria was. That's how I've gone about it. I think what makes sense for me is to have like a mentor or a coach as opposed to a team. It aligns with, kind of learning the industry, having a resource, having someone I can look up to, but also maintain my own brand and kind of build my business as I go forward. So I think I found out who I selected. I'll talk about that more in another video, but I just want to kind of talk about the process in which I went through, how to identify who I wanted to work with as far as hanging my license, what was the criteria I was looking for, and what are the things I asked, and then what were the deciding factors. And it really was resources, not being a number, having a line of communication, being able to build my brand, and also just want to grow long term.